Look at that. Look at that. You know, this is what I'm trying to eliminate. But yeah, I thought I'd just save the money and try and do it with the 6R if I could. And it was only until we got a bit of moisture on the ground. Hi, welcome back to the farm. Today it's Monday, start of the week, and we've got the subsoiler on the back of this tractor. We're going to subsoil all of Pitfield, which will prep it for fodderbeet 2025, which will of course be next year. And so we're trying to get it ready in the autumn whilst we can do the subsoiling before the weather turns and it of course starts raining. As you can see, I've got some new overalls for the winter. We've got some Case, different brand on today, Case IH. So even though we like the John Deeres here, we always look at other things, and who knows, maybe a Case will make a return on the farm. So yeah, we're going subsoil that field now, and you'll hopefully see the tractor working, and I'm hoping we can get it finished today. Morning, and the rain has just started to come in, so we better get on with this job and try and get it done. But here we are, got the front box on, subsoilers on the back. I was doing it yesterday afternoon and it's working out really well. So picked this up a few years back for about 1,500 quid, rebuilt it, repaired all the legs in the workshop, and ever since then it's been really good, worthwhile investment, this bit of kit. Spaldings flatlift. I do have the rear packer in the yard, but that's got to be rebuilt as well because the bearings are gone on it. But for now we just use it without the packer, and it's doing a cracking job, as you can hopefully see by all these clods of compacted old land there. Look, so we'll see how we get on doing the rest of this field. I'll tell you what, you'd struggle to pull this without that front weight on the front at the moment, because you need the weight to get the traction. You need the weight for the traction. So you're using the GPS as well, which is, to be fair, leaving some nice straight lines. So you use the GPS for a lot of things now: mowing, flail mowing, muck spreading. Tried to use it on the rolling, but sometimes the tram lines catch you out. There we go, down it goes anyway. So auto diff, auto full drive. Now she's only just pulling this. She's doing a good job, to be fair, the 6155R. I think any dry conditions you'd really want probably a 6195R or something like that. I mean, I did see at the show, they had the Norfolk show, they had the new 6R215, which I was looking at, and there's also the 6R185. Now I suppose if you had a 6R185 on this job, you'd probably have a little bit more power, which probably would help you, to be fair, and you might also get a fuel saving from that. It's debatable, but you know, this is working at full chat, whereas maybe the 6R185 might be a bit easier for it, so it might be drinking a bit less fuel. But then on smaller jobs, you know, the 6R185 would probably drink more fuel, so it's a difficult one to say really. A 6R215 would walk all over this job. And then you consequently, you know, you get the fuel saving from having a bigger tractor, and that's up to, I think, 230 horsepower that on boost, that one there. So that is a much larger machine. Also weighs a lot more as well, much heavier machine also. So that is the issue with this tractor, is it's a lovely tractor, great bit of kit. You do need to add the weight on, hence the front box on the front. So it's also handy for storing your tools. I've got a small spade I just bought, which I'm going to bring with me all the time when I do subsoiling like this, so I can just check what sort of a job we're doing, and I can just bolt it to the side of the chassis. So you've always got a shovel with you, or a spade, but it's just a small miniature one, which I think will be quite handy. But yeah, it's all going pretty well. Doing it about 6k, which is about ideal to get a good crack. If you look at the ground, shut the window, but you can see the ground moving as we're going along, so it's cracking the land basically. This was ex-beet land last year, So you can probably see, just as we're pulling away from the headlands, the tractor's struggling a bit more, and that is where you could of course do with some more horsepower, I suppose. I was thinking about hiring a tractor actually on this job, like a big 6R250 or a 270 New Holland. But yeah, I thought I'd just save the money and try and do it with the 6R if I could. And it was only until we got a bit of moisture on the ground that I could then come and do this job, because it would not do it when it was dry. It's still dry underneath, but it's just a little bit wetter, a little bit more moist on the surface, which has enabled the tractor to get enough traction to pull it. But like I say, it is going at full chat. We've subsoiled the field now. I'll just show you. We did it on 90 degrees, so we did it that way, and you could come back and do it the other way if you really wanted to get into it. Unfortunately, the tyres were just starting to scrab in some places, and that tractor really struggled, especially in the gateways, the headlands, and a part of the farm which has always had a sugar beet pile down in that bottom right corner. That was really bad. So it's done a good job, the 6R. I'm very surprised it did it. And I was talking earlier, you know, we saw at the Norfolk show in the summer the 6R 215, which has got a little bit of extra weight, some more horsepower. Of course, another good option is the 6R 185. I think in today's conditions with that machine, 6R 185 would have been a better machine on the Subsoiler today. I just needed a bit more horsepower. It had the weight, it just really struggled power-wise, and sometimes it was losing the traction, so maybe some more weight wouldn't have gone amiss. I mean, ideally, you know, once you start going into deep leg subsoilers, you know, you're talking twin track territory or much larger 200 and 250 horsepower tractor, I suppose, 300 horsepower stuff. But it did the job nonetheless, and I'm over the moon. Only cost us, that machine, about 1,500 quid, that Spaldings flatlift, 3 or 4 years ago. Rebuilt it, got it going, and hopefully it's increased the yield of the fodder beet crop, the barley, and also the turnips. It only benefits the turnips when it's subsoiled post-harvest, and then you plant the turnips, which I did an experiment this year, and on the bottom of High House field, and you'll see that today as well. So anyway, this is the sort of job it's done. You'll see that I can just go down with my spade like that, and there's not any compaction. Easy, it's all been broken up. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. So on the next door field, which hasn't been subsoiled, you wouldn't be able to do that. This field was sugar beet a couple of years ago, and it was terrible. You know, the machinery is getting bigger and bigger. The Verveet sugar beet harvesters, when they're fully loaded, are probably the best part of heading towards 30 tonnes. Then you've got the 36 metre Agrifac sprayers. Then you've got the John Deere 8RX's 410s, which weigh an awful lot as well, I'd imagine. So you've got all that weight pressing down on this land year after year. And then the potato guys as well, the potato kit. And you think, you know, a long time ago, when there was just, you know, 135s and little 165s and Fordsons around, there probably wasn't the compaction which there is today. Look at that. Look at that. You know, this is what I'm trying to eliminate. Hence why I've got the spade out. Now another way to do it is, of course, CTF, controlled traffic farming, but we're not on that scale. You know, you need a 12 metre drill, 12 metre cultivators, all the rest of it. We're only a small farm, so we've tried to address the issue, because it is getting worse and it does affect the yield. So we've tried to address the issue with subsoiler, really. That was the idea. I just need the horsepower to pull the bloody thing, really. But yeah, I have done this field, so we'll go and do the next. I'll just show you the field next door. I always carry this little spade around with me now, so you can cut a square out and just see what sort of condition the soil's in. Now we can cut a square, and if I just lift it up like that, you see that it just falls apart now. Now this morning it wouldn't have done that, and I'll show you on the next door field what I mean. So it is what it is, and it's done a good job, and I'm surprised it even pulled it through this field, to be honest. Alright, now we're on a stubble field here. This one's called Top Field, and this hasn't been subsoiled properly, the whole field, for about anywhere from 15-20 years I think. And I'll show you now why the turnips, which are currently growing on here, they've been attacked by the flea beetle and they're coming up very patchy and they're not doing very well at all. And this is why. It's very, very obvious, but look at that, I'm literally trying to stand on the spade in places. It just will not go in, like it did on that other field. And that is compaction. It's just compacted. That's all it is. There's nothing really to say about it. I mean, that is absolutely solid. I can't even dig a square out, which is not good, because it's why the turnips are really struggling on here. But I've got to subsoil this field next season, because this is really bad, and this is what the issue is. It's why the turnips aren't growing the way I wanted them to grow, and it's also the problem with the fodder beet. It's why we're getting quite small bulbs. We've had very small bulbs for the last 5 or 10 years. I've been wondering why, and that is the problem right here. I can't even dig just a square to show you. And I'll show you, it's not just the headlands, it is also another problem. The rest of the field, no matter where I go, now there was a field just further over there with stubble, and I subsoiled a small area, about half an acre, just as an experiment. So when we put the turnips on, I wanted to see them come up in the subsoiled area, and I'll just go and show you those right now. This is the strip here, which I subsoiled. So hopefully you can see what a difference that has made. I subsoiled up to there, and then the field goes back to what we just saw, which was the poor turnips, which were really struggling. But you can see here where the land was broken up, it's enabled the oxygen to get through into the ground, to aerate the soil, to get rid of or eliminate the compaction, that pan lower down, allow the moisture in, allow the crop to establish faster, and that's what's happened. And that's why this is done so much better than all the other areas and parts of the fields which I haven't subsoiled. So I think in the future we'll try and implement the subsoiler more and more, especially for turnips and for the fodder beet as well. But yeah, leave a comment in the comment section if you've had success with the subsoilers. I'm over the moon with them. Again, you know, you've got that flea beetle down there, not much I can do about that other than a pesticide. And again, those pesky caterpillars, just got another one there, which are also causing a bit of a nuisance. Alright, so there we have it. That is subsoiling 2024 done on that field. And leave a comment in the comment section if you have problems with compaction, how you deal with it. Do you use the Spaldings flatlift, or do you use the McConnell shake rate as another good one? Lots of different options out there. Another thing which I did think about is I could have taken a couple of the legs off that machine on the back, the flat lift, and then it would be easier to pull. But yeah, we did do it, so I'm over the moon about that. And yeah, next year we'll try and implement another field as well and keep doing the subsoiling, because I think in the spring you will start to see the rewards when the crop's coming up, as we saw with the turnips, as they're lovely and lush and green and they're doing really well. Just a shame about that bloody flea beetle. But yeah, not much you can do about that other than a pesticide. So yeah, keep liking and subscribing, all that good stuff. You'll see another case on the channel soon. I did ask about another Pumas, a longer demo. I know you guys missed the Puma content, so yeah, we'll try and get another case. And yeah, with that, keep liking and subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next one. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here to watch another Ollie's Farm video.